Farm for Profit Podcast. Take a listen, have a blast. Farm for Profit Podcast. Learn about farming while having a laugh. Farm for Profit Podcast.
Hey listeners, welcome back to the Farm for Profit Podcast. This is Tanner.
Corey's here.
We're sitting in studio just to bring you a short message before we jump into our episode today. We're going to take you down to National Farm Machinery Show. We're going to dive right into the conversation that I got to have. Were you jealous?
I was jealous. I was literally all around the crowd during this, and if we can get the magic of editing and put up the picture, because you guys are just going to see the stage, which is cool, but if you could flip the camera around, there was standing room only, and they had a drone that John Deere had a drone they were flying around, and I was watching that thing go around and like try to dart through cables and all this stuff, and it's pretty cool. So stick around. This there's really no point or no topic of this. Nope. It's just Zach and Just a Jackson thing.
We're literally farming for fun, so let's drop you to that conversation now.
I like this. So anyway, yesterday we were wearing Millennial Farmer shirts, Jackson, and my Millennial Farmer shirt said I was team security. And we had to protect Zach yesterday. This morning, Zach signed into order as the chief YouTube officer.
CYO.
Yep. A lot of really cool things. He's going to bring back the John Deere 4440. Cool. He's going to put popcorn in every John Deere dealership for free.
Huh.
He's going to take corn to $7 so we can make money again.
It was ordered. I signed it this morning.
So the cool part about the relationship Farm for Profit has is we get to interview a lot of really unique folks in agriculture. We've had the pleasure to interview both. I disappeared. Both of you in the past. And we do this graciously because you are wonderful folks. But one thing that we've never asked you to do is we've never asked either of you for an autograph. And I was wondering if before we started, if you would be willing to autograph a couple of things for me.
Just tell him no.
No,
No? Do I have to ask your mom?
I guess. I don't know.
She said yes.
Yeah.
Are you willing to autograph a couple of things for me?
Yeah.
Here's your marker. We printed off a picture of you standing next. What field day was this? Do you remember?
That was the Tipton Thresher Show, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Would you sign a picture of that?
Yeah.
Zach, I printed off a couple pictures of you as well.
I'm getting really nervous here. Now I find out there's pictures on the back there. See, that one's okay.
Right.
Everybody's seen that one, but I have a bad feeling about this.
Maximize your yield potential with John Deere Planter Precision Upgrade Kits. Planting's one of the biggest factors in your farm's success, but we know margins are tight, and a brand new planter might not be in the budget. But that's why John Deere gives you the power to upgrade.
Boost speed with Exact Emerge, optimize product placement with individual row hydraulic downforce, Exact Shot, and Furrow Vision, or enhance efficiency with Exact Rate. Don't forget about the upgrades in LED lighting and the frame weight distribution. Get the latest technology without replacing your planter.
Set yourself up for success this planting season. Visit johndeere.com or contact your local dealer today.
Would you sign that for us?
Sure.
I've got enough for Dave, Corey, and myself, so I'd appreciate that. Jackson, would you do another one?
Yeah. Okay.
This is a more recent one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little more. Yeah.
Give him a big old thumbs up.
Mm-hmm.
Zach, we also know that racing is near and dear to your heart.
Okay. Yeah.
So we've got a racing picture.
Yeah.
Would you sign that for our studio?
I can sign that. Yeah.
One of the cool parts about being a podcast host is we've got our own studio in Central Iowa, and we collect a lot of things, put them up on the shelves, and we get to display some really neat relics. I got one more picture for you, Jackson. Would you sign it for me?
Yeah. Okay.
Is that you? Is that baby Jackson? You don't have to sign it if you don't want to.
That might have been mine. Maybe that was me. Last night after our old fashions.
It could have been. No, I went with cruising down the highway.
Yeah. That's like Sons of Anarchy, Zach, right there.
Yeah.
Well, you dug deep into the social medias. See, this is why I shouldn't have allowed that friend request.
It is. Jackson, that's the last one for you. Zach, I had one more. I didn't know if you would sign this one for me. Maybe we should wait and do that one a little bit later.
That one's it's my personal favorite.
That's my.
I didn't think you were going to come up with that one. There's a good story behind that one.
You'll have to come up and get that story from Zach later by yourselves. Everybody, he will be hanging out for a meet and greet opportunity. Jackson, thank you so much for playing along.
Yep.
7/28/15.
That's when I was born.
That's when you were born. So how old does that make you now?
I'll be 10 this year. I'm 9.5.
9.5. How old do you think Zach is?
42.
Oh, he's close. He's not that far off.
Wow. Good job. You knew that, right? Are you a super fan of Zach's?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
A super fan?
I played your map in Farm Sim.
You did?
Yeah,
There we go.
2019 and 22.
See, and I was nervous to meet you because we've never met before.
Yeah.
But
no.
you're intimidating. You intimidate me because you know way more about farming and tractors than I ever will. And I can tell that by watching your content. So I don't want to get into any kind of a tractor debate with you.
Do you know what Zach's favorite tractor is?
No, I do not.
Well, they asked me that question this morning, and I said for personal reasons, because of what we've got around the farm, we have a Minneapolis Moline G750, which, as you know, is the same as an Oliver 1655, but it was just painted yellow and produced before they actually switched over to everything being Oliver.
Yeah.
And so that was a tractor that Dad bought quite a long time ago. It's been around the farm my whole life, and Dad used to plant with it and do a lot of work.
I seen that in a video when I think a barn blew down.
Yep.
Yep.
So, interesting fact about that tractor, it's had 2 buildings fall on top of it. But it keeps chugging.
Huh?
Yep.
That's good.
What's your favorite tractor, Jackson?
1965 John Deere 3020 power shift narrow front.
Just
Could you
like
be
that?
more specific?
Just like that? Now, do you own one?
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
Are you restoring it?
It's already restored. It got ceramic coated.
Nice.
Mhm.
Is your Minneapolis Moline ceramic coated?
It is not. It's definitely not. But it does have it has a light coating of rust and hydraulic oil mixed.
You know, when we went out to the Farm Progress Show, when we talked to the John Deere green folks, the classic green folks, they actually said they sprayed their collectors, their tractors that they were trying to preserve. I think it was, I got to get Collier Dave, was it WD-40? What they spray the D with that was on display? WD-40. Because then nothing sticks to it. It keeps it in condition just like it was in its work clothes.
Hey, that's going to be a lot of WD-40 cans.
That's what we said.
WD-40 is one of those things that just seems to have a lot of uses.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. It's lubricants for a lot of sorts of things.
Yeah. I think my wife uses it to like polish our stainless steel refrigerator doors.
So you've had a lot going on lately, Jackson.
Yeah. Yeah, I sort of.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's going on at the home place?
Getting a barn put up. Yeah, for nothing.
Nice.
Mhm.
What kind of barn is it?
It's pole barn, 40 by 48 with a 40-foot long loft in the back, 18 by 20 door, 20 wide, 18 tall door, with a floor drain, some 220 plugs for stuff, podcast room.
A podcast room.
So you might be in it. You might use it. You guys might use it for.
Not Zach.
We can be on the podcast.
I can be on the podcast?
Yeah.
Wasn't that what he would be in it for, too?
Yeah.
Yes. I think I've hit the.
This setup
This is the culmination of my career right now.
This setup just at my place, basically.
That's gonna be very cool.
Yeah.
Zach, do you have a podcast studio in your shop?
Not in the shop. We have a corner of our basement where we have a table that we call the podcast studio.
A table.
Yeah, but we don't use it that often anymore other than for setting stuff on. It's become a catch-all now.
That's very cool.
Not a lot of podcasting lately.
So did you get to pick out all the dimensions of your shop?
I think we just went with it because the old barn had there was a decent amount of room in that barn, so we just went with it.
Just went with it.
Mm-hmm.
You got a nice shop to work in, Zach?
Yeah. I mean, it's 20 below zero up at home right now, so yeah, well, you got to have a decent shop to work in.
Oh yeah.
Not that it's too cold to really walk from the house to the shop. That's my excuse. But it's there.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. Well, I think Dave's walking around. He might have the microphone. I don't need to be the only one asking questions. So if anybody out here has a question for either Zach or Jackson or the both of them, be sure to put your hand up. We'll get a good question asked.
I got a question for Jackson. Do you think we could get that little 112 John Deere you got? We could build that into a pulling tractor? Would that be cool?
I'll buy another one to do that, but
You don't want to do the 112?
no, that's my first tractor. I can't
Okay.
do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Who else? Who's got a question for either of these two celebrities?
So as you think about where you're headed to next, you're working on this 3020, or is it done and all ready to go?
It's ready to go. I'm working on the 4020. I'm putting a new clutch in it, and I'm rebuilding the engine. New sleeves, new pistons. I don't think we're getting new connecting rods. We probably are. But yeah.
You already know what you're going to do to this.
Yeah. So yeah. At first it was a clutch, and then we found water in the oil, so now we got to put a new head gasket on it. And then we looked into the engine, and well, we figured we were just gonna rebuild it while we had it apart. So
As long as you're in there, you're going to build it up right.
yeah, yep. So just basically, it's gonna be a brand new tractor, new radiator too. Yep.
And what's that got for a transmission?
Does
it have the synchro or is it power shift?
Yeah, it's synchro.
Yeah. Do you know how to drive that?
Yeah, it's simple. If I could think, I might actually be able to think of it here.
Yeah. Starts in park.
Park, first,
Third.
third reverse, down, second, fifth reverse, down, sixth, seventh, or no, fourth and seventh, and then down, and then sixth and eight.
Yes, sir. Nailed it. Who else could do that without looking at it?
The power shift I can do too.
A power shift? Yeah, that one's a little easier, isn't it?
Yeah, just.
Jackson, do you have a favorite video from Zach?
I haven't watched everything yet. There's a lot there.
So you're kind of
got a
like
lot.
Corey.
Yeah. Kind of like Corey.
Corey doesn't really watch much either.
No, that's really cool. So you've been down here at the show. Did you get here today?
I got here yesterday. I didn't
Okay.
come here yesterday, but I was here. I got down here yesterday.
So have you been in the John Deere booth all day, or have you seen other things at the show?
I've seen other things. I went up top to the market and stuff and got some toys.
What's the coolest thing you've seen at the show? What's been your favorite thing
I haven't been through the whole thing yet. So
so far?
yeah.
So far, though, what's your favorite thing?
So far. Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
You should say it in the mic so everybody else can hear you.
It was the John Deere booth.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You said you already got some toys from upstairs?
Yes.
What'd you get from upstairs?
A Farmall 460 and well, this is from John Deere here. A Farmall 460 1/64 scale, and then Alice Chalmer 8030 with cab and front wheel assist.
Why red and orange?
I couldn't find it. Most all the green was like pulling tractors, and I'm not really interested in that stuff. I want stock stuff.
So what can you tell me about this tractor?
Well, it's sort of like my grandpa's without his didn't have the windbreakers though on it.
So what is it?
730 with the windbreaker on it. I haven't been able to get the one with the windbreaker on it.
So do you have quite an impressive tractor collection or toy collection? In the common folks' opinion, would it be impressive?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah?
But I've seen people with a lot more stuff, like Joe Trout out east. And then for real tractor collections, there's a guy in Wisconsin. He's got a ton of stuff, like some of the first tractors or first tractors off the line for their series. So yeah.
We got to interview Don Slama. He's a tractor puller and also a John Deere dealership, Hillsboro.
Oh yeah, I know Hillsboro.
He's got a bunch of 3020, or he's got a bunch of 30 series, no cab, open station tractors.
My grandpa's got a 1973 John Deere 4430 open station. Can't think of the transmission right now.
Can't think of it. How did you get so knowledgeable about tractors in general?
I just grew up around it. I just wanted to learn because I was like, well, someone's got to take over the farm later on in life, so.
And it's just always been a passion of yours, and you figured
Yes.
you've got to start setting yourself up at the age of 3 to take that farm over.
Yeah.
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 Good. Do you have any advice for the younger generation?
Well, we got to have those people to feed the world because the world can't. The world needs food.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
And it all starts at the farms.
yes.
Yep.
From the farmer to the railroad man to the ship captain to wherever in the heck in the world it goes.
That's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you could go back and give your younger self one piece of advice, what would it be?
Well, where I'm at now, I'd probably be thinking, look at what I think.
You probably have told yourself to buy more farm ground when it was cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
That's good.
If I was born into the 2000s, and then I was at this age, and where I'm at now, if I was then, farmer ground would be cheaper. Yeah.
Yeah. Zach, what would you go back and tell yourself at this age?
At that age. Well, now you put me on the spot with my own question. Maybe buy Apple stock?
Oh, that's good.
John Deere stock?
That's good. That's a great answer.
What about a John Deere green apple? What about that? An apple a day keeps the doctor away.
I guess so.
And if it's John Deere green.
Yeah. John Deere green apple.
Do you only eat green apples?
You know what? I don't think I've really ever had a green apple. I might have had one once, but for some odd reason I fell for red. I just don't know why.
Oh,
I just really don't.
that's all right. There's good red apples out there.
Yeah. But the green are better.
That's right. So you know a lot about tractors. Dave slid me up a little bit of a trivia question here.
For those of you that don't know on the podcast, Tanner loves games. So I figured, why not invent a game? You guys both got buttons there in front of you. It's actually stickers for the Farm for Profit podcast. Let's see who can answer first. Tanner, you're the game show host.
Oh, I was going to say, I got all the answers.
Oh,
I can
man.
go first. All right. What year was the first John Deere tractor introduced? Was it A, 1918, B, 1925, C, 1936, or D, 1941?
1918.
Hit your button. Oh, man.
You go for it.
That's right. It was 1918.
Yeah, I know it because the Waterloo boy. Yep.
Because the Waterloo boy.
They had.
And I
they
was
had
just thinking, I've seen the emblem on the hood, so what year is that tractor that I
They
saw
had,
that on?
they had the R series Waterloo boy and the N series Waterloo boy.
And what was the difference?
I can't think. I wasn't alive then, so
Oh,
I don't think anybody here. Was.
Oh, that's a good assumption. How about question number 2? What was the first model of John Deere tractor to have a fully enclosed cab? A, the 4020, B, the 7520, C, the 4230, or D, the 5010?
Fully closed.
Yeah.
Like fully insulated deal.
Fully enclosed cab. Anybody want to help him in the audience?
This is a hard one here. This is a hard one.
So he's saying he's giving you a 4 and a 2. So answer C was the 4230. Do you think that sounds like a good answer?
Yeah, because the Sound Guard cab, those had
What it was.
those had the panels and they had the nice insulated roof. That makes sense. Yeah.
That's good. What does the R stand for in the John Deere R Series tractors?
I'm out. That's too new. I'm
It's too
out.
new.
I'm out.
The R stands for D, diesel. Does that make sense at all?
No. Shouldn't it be D for diesel?
Should be D for diesel. That's correct.
Yeah, that makes more sense than R.
All right, we'll get you one more before we go out to the audience.
no, what does the R stand for?
It says, that's what Dave's phone says. It says it's D for diesel.
That may not be true.
There's no.
That may not be true.
Did you have AI set this up for you and you didn't even screen it?
Yeah.
Come on.
It's not. What's the answer? What's the R stand for? It's just a spec level.
So you were kind of right. It doesn't stand for anything.
It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Well,
I had never even thought
If you
about it.
want to figure out the specs, you got to go to the dealer or call the dealer and go figure that out without having to go look at your tractors.
And then you got to find the right guy at the dealership that can answer it.
Sure.
All right.
It's more work. It's more work.
One more question. What is the famous name of the 2-cylinder sound that old John Deere tractors are known for? Do you even need answers?
Putt.
Putt putt? It's got Johnny Popper.
Oh, I didn't think about that. There's Putt Putt and Johnny Popper.
I like it. Anybody got questions out there that you want to ask either Jackson or Zach?
Well, it's a quiet crowd.
It is. They are intently focused on the two of you, but everybody's scared to ask a question.
I think they're just intimidated by the knowledge.
Me too.
So as you go through these John Deeres that you've been working on, obviously you got a question about your 112. You've told us about that 30. Was it a 3010 or 3020 narrow front?
3020.
3020, and you're working on your 4020. What's the next John Deere tractor you're gonna buy?
I'm still trying to search for my grandpa's 1972 John Deere 4620 wide front power shift with cab, upside down front weights, Alex fuel tank that says Locks Farms. It was last seen. It was traded to D&D Equipment in the spring of 1996. That was the last time it was seen. And now we're searching for it because it's power shift.
Searching for it.
Mm-hmm.
So how does one search for that? What's your process? I mean, where are you at in that process to try to find that thing?
Well, I found one with an AUX front fuel tank, but his didn't have a pre-cleaner that came up out of the hood. His just had the thread on the hood where it would have been. So I know that is something. And if anyone has that AUX fuel tank, maybe I can ask them, do you have a tractor like that? Did you get rid of the tractor? Do you know where that went?
So do you go around putting up flyers on telephone poles like other kids at this age when they lose their dog?
No, I'm not that kind of person.
Okay.
No.
Because most kids your age are just looking for lost dogs, not lost tractors.
True. Very true.
Well, Zach, what's the next John Deere tractor you want to buy for your farm?
Well, so we actually have a new combine coming this year, if you consider that a tractor, I guess. So that's going to be that's the upgrade we're doing next, I guess, this year. As far as I know, we're going to need to upgrade a skid loader pretty soon too. So
What combine are you running right now?
right now we've got an S780.
Okay, S780.
So and we've got a new one like this one back here coming for this year.
Didn't you have an SDS at one point? An SDS combine?
Well, we had going back like in the John Deere line, we started with a 9500 quite a few years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Before your time.
My grandpa had a 9500.
Yep. And then we had a couple of 9600s, and then a 9700, and a 9750, 9770. Now we got a 9870.
Yeah, because
Keeping track of all my 8s and 7s.
I'd seen a STS in one of your videos, so I just wondered.
Yep. That was a 9650, I bet you're thinking of.
Okay. Yeah,
We had that one for a while.
My grandpa's got a 9650. Yep.
Those are good combines.
Yeah, he's only had it for, I'm going to say, either 2 or 3 years. It replaced his 9500.
Okay.
Yep.
Tanner, I have a question in the crowd if you're ready.
Go right ahead.
All right, here it comes.
That's like the voice from a...
Where is he? I can't even find him.
No.
Hey, Zach. I was wondering, when is John Deere going to let you use an autonomous tractor on your farm?
Well, I don't know about letting me use one, but we have, so we were talking about this morning, our 410R or RT that we pull our planter with, it's got all the technology to be autonomous other than the cameras. As far as I know, it's just the camera kit that needs to be put on there. So it wouldn't take a whole lot to make that fully autonomous. Like we were talking again this morning about how, it's got RTK on it, so it's got the auto steer, it's got auto track turn automation. So once you've got it programmed right and you understand what you're doing with it, I mean, you can plant 1 million acres with it without touching anything. I mean, it's a weird feeling, but it'll do everything for you once you have it programmed right. So it's kind of like it's already here. The AI really is already here. You still have to sit in the cab till we get those cameras mounted. But that's a conversation we haven't had yet. But I mean, maybe in the next year or two, it'd be something we'd be willing to try on some of like the tillage tractors or rowing soybeans, something like that. One of the more simple jobs where there's not as much to monitor.
And were you at CES when they just released a bunch of autonomy?
Yeah, we were down there middle of last summer. I want to say it was in June, and they had an autonomous tractor running there. And you could see the thing working, with nobody in it, and we got to go up in there and sit inside of it while it was working. And there were some glitches with it that they were working through, and we knew that, but they were working on software updates, and that's kind of why it was out there, because they were monitoring what it was doing too.
And Tanner, we were out at Tulare, California, and what's the name of that sprayer system that John Deere already has that is autonomous?
Yeah, that was the Gus system. Yep, they look like look like silver bullets for vineyards, orchards, but it'll go up and down the rows itself. It sprays a big fan sprayer out the back, Jackson, and then goes to the end, comes back around. Nobody's in it.
Well, I was at CES this year down in California. They had a autonomous dump truck. The 830 was autonomous. What they had an autonomous version. They had 2 vineyard autonomous tractors and an autonomous lawnmower, which that's crazy.
That is kind of crazy. Have you seen the electric lawnmower?
No, I've not.
You should go see the electric lawnmower. I don't know if they've got one here. They had one at the Iowa show. So if they haven't showed you that, it's kind of interesting. It's weird. You don't hear anything.
Yeah.
Besides
I
the
think
mower
they've
deck.
got one sitting over here.
Besides
the mower deck spinning, that's all you hear.
Yeah. You could sneak up on somebody and mow their yard.
Sure.
Zach,
Do you still have that dream, Jackson, of opening up your own John Deere dealership, service lawnmowers?
Yeah, I still do.
You got that spot picked out?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, we got to get you in touch with management.
Mm-hmm.
What you got, Dave?
Where have you guys been?
We just got back from the Custom Harvesters event where operators from across the country couldn't stop talking about Steinbauer performance modules.
Yeah, they're seeing up to 25% more power, better fuel efficiency, all with smarter injector duration and not altering the rail pressure for safe and reliable performance.
If you're looking to maximize your machine's potential, go to steinbauer.us and tell them Farm for Profit sent you to get yours today.
Hey, Zach, I was one of your 3 listeners of your podcast, and I'm wondering when it's going to come back.
We get asked that all the time. So I guess I don't really know. Right now we still have the podcast table, we have all the equipment, but something about being near the microphones on a Friday night gives us headaches on Saturday. And we've got 3 kids in traveling hockey now, so it just keeps getting harder and harder and harder to take Friday night and Saturday off because I don't function as well with a microphone headache. So for now, it's just on hold. We enjoy doing it a lot, but it's just not high enough on the list of priorities right now. But thank you for listening.
All right, folks, I want to be respectful of these 2 and their time. So what I'm going to ask them to do right now is to create a gift for one of you in the crowd. Dave, you got your phone handy? If anybody would like an autographed hat, it's a Farm for Profit hat. It'll have both Jackson's signature on it and Zach's signature on it. We'd love to give that away as an appreciation for you standing down here, enjoying the warmth of the booth, and seeing these 2 fantastic creators in agriculture. While they're signing this, would you mind putting your hands together for these 2? Show a little bit of appreciation for what they do.
Yeah, you can go on the top.
You want me to go on top?
Oh, put it underneath so you can see it.
Down there?
You bet.
Somewhere, yeah.
That's our pleasure. So, Dave, do you think we do the heads and tails, or do we come up with another option for this?
I like heads and tails.
You like heads and tails? All right. Jackson has spoken. Heads and tails. So Dave's going to flip a virtual coin on his phone. Everybody can participate where you're at. We have to just be able to see you doing it. If you think it's going to be heads, you put your hands on your head. If you think it's going to be tails, you put your hands on your tail.
Make sure it's your own backside.
As we get down to that's fair. Get down to less and less folks, we'll have you come up to the front, and ultimately the last person standing walks away with a one-of-a-kind autographed Farm for Profit hat.
We got 4 more hats. There'll be 5 winners.
5 winners. Okay, let's start the first one. If you are participating, go ahead and start.
Right.
Either choose hands on your head or hands on your tail.
Hands on your head, hands on your tails. 1, 2, 3. Coin flip app says tails. Tails it is. If you are still in the lead, raise your hand.
If you are
okay. Now, 1, 2, 3. Pick. Hands on your head, hands on your tail. 1, 2, 3. Flip. Heads. Heads that time. Heads that time. Who's still in?
We're getting in.
All right. We
start making your way to the front. If you're still in, start making your way towards the front.
2, 3. Pick. Hands on your head, hands on your backside. 1, 2, 3. Flip.
We've got a lot of heads.
Heads it is. Heads it is.
All right, keep coming. If you're still in, keep coming to the front.
All right.
We're get down to 5.
2, 3.
Dave.
Hands on your head, hands on your tail. 1, 2, 3. Flip. Heads. Heads again.
All right.
She's out.
Who's in? Who's in? Keep coming.
In? Do we have 10 people? Line them up right here.
I think we're down to the final 5.
Come on right here. If you're here, come in, face the crowd, line up. Right here, right up front.
In.
Come on back, guys. Come back just a little bit.
This is it, Dave. We got 4. We got 5 hats. We needed one more person to get in, so someone needed to lie.
So someone needed to be in. We got 4. Tell you what.
How about this? We will let's do these 4 John Deere hats, and then we'll grab this gentleman right here gets the Farm for Profit hat.
Let's just figure out
Being
where.
brave to walk up front. Spread right around.
Where are you from?
Carlisle, Illinois.
Where are you from?
Northwest Ohio.
Where are you from?
Made North Carolina.
Where are you from?
Union County, Kentucky.
And where?
Kentucky.
Kentucky. Hey,
Right.
congratulations, everybody. Appreciate it.
Well, there you have it, listeners. We've not done anything like that before, so thank you for hanging around with us. Of course, if you've got other ideas, send them to us, farmforprofitllc@gmail.com. Or if you like the way we did this show, where we put a couple of different ones together, let us know, because we could probably do more mashups.
that'd be real easy.
Absolutely. Thanks again for listening. Corey, what do you tell them?
Crack a cold one. You deserve it.